Hey everybody, Red Diamond Sula back again with another video. Today we're reacting to another MSA video. I abandoned my palace to live in a forest. Let's get into it, guys.
I woke up as the maids drew the curtains and I could hear the sound of birds singing. I slipped into my shimmering gown, just like Elsa's, placed delicate heels on my feet like Cinderella, and styled my hair like Rapunzel's. I looked awesome. Why wouldn't I? It was my 7th birthday after all.
Whoa, I want to pinch myself. Is it for real? You look stunning, my princess.
Thanks, Dad. But you remember your promise? You will rescue me if I need you to, right?
Of course, sweetheart.
Hi, I'm Olivia, the princess of a small country in Europe. Dad threw a grand party for my birthday.
Wow, she's a princess.
And everyone was stunned to see how pretty I looked.
Oh my God, the princess came straight from heaven. You light up the room with your beauty.
The party was great, but then the son of a duke started boring me with how awesome his new school was. He went on, and all I wanted to do was return to my baggy jeans and hoodie and continue playing Minecraft. So I gave Dad a signal, our secret signal. I coughed once and then rubbed my nose, and just like that, Dad came to my rescue.
The princess needs her rest, don't you, darling?
Yeah, I do need it. Real bad. Yep, my dad was the best. He spoiled me rotten, and for
Seem like they got a great relationship.
him, my happiness was everything. My aunt asked him why he spoiled me, and he had the best reply.
I'm her father, not just her king. Olivia is strong and wise, and her life is her own to decide. I only want her to be happy.
Growing up, I felt like I was different from other princesses. I mean, how many princesses do you know who got to go to a normal school, stay up late playing video games, feed their pets, and give them baths? I could go out and play with kids and just be myself. I loved to live a simple life, just like everyone else. I remember one time I begged Dad to take me to the circus in town.
Oh, honey, I could bring them to the palace. You don't need to go there.
No, Dad. You know I want to go like everyone else, and I want you to come with me. Dad wasn't too sure about it, so I suggested we get a little creative and disguise ourselves to throw off the paparazzi.
Yeah, they're famous, so they gotta be very careful.
It was so worth it.
Oh, girl, that's really fun.
Yeah, I told you so. Okay, now say hooray! All of a sudden, I had terrible hiccups, which worried Dad. So I told him I was fine and went outside for some fresh air. As I walked around, I heard cries and rushed towards the tent to find people trying to train a monkey. Hey, you just stop it. How cruel. You can't do this
Aw, she don't want them to hurt the little animal.
to this poor baby.
Ho, ho, ho. Ordering us? Who do you think you are? Some princess?
Show off, kid. I ran away not because I was scared, but because I wanted Dad to know about it. And later, he dealt with it.
Oh.
But I remained upset for days.
Oh, they got put behind bars, but I thought that was part of the circus thing, so I don't understand why they got put behind bars. Don't they train animals at circuses to do like things they want them to do?
Just imagining how that poor animal must have felt. One day, I heard some kids playing in my garden. When I went to check, I learned they were twins, Sophia and Ted. Their parents were friends of Dad's, and he promised to take care of them now that they had lost everything.
Oh,
The twins and I got along great.
he lost everything?
Ted was so much like me. We had all the same interests, and he was so gentle with animals, which I loved. Sophia was also sweet, and when we first met, we started talking like old friends. But gosh, she had this royal attitude that I just couldn't get with. Guys, I'm going
Was she a little too bougie?
on a tree planting campaign. Would you join me? It's gonna be so much fun. No thank you. I don't want to get my hands dirty.
I've never
Oh,
done it
oh.
before, but since you're doing it, it'll be interesting. I'm coming.
Ted was the sweetest. My life was perfect, but when I turned 8, my hiccups became awful. And to make things worse, my eyes started to twitch. Dad was worried and took me to a doctor, and it turned out
What's up with these hiccups, though?
that I had Tourette's syndrome. Even though I tried my best to
Oh.
control the tics, sometimes I just couldn't. One time in class, I was reading
Oh,
a
wow.
poem that felt like I was on a bumpy
So hiccups is her ticks. So I wonder if she would get any more ticks, because people with Tourette syndrome could like get like other ticks in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's saying words or actions or whatever.
road. This poem, seeing how all the kids just stared at me and then some giggled, my ears turned red. It was so awkward. And I ran from the class and just wanted to hide my face. But Ted followed me. Olivia, don't sweat it. Don't let this little thing put you down. Show the world you're not scared to take on whatever comes your way. Nobody's perfect, and that's okay. He was right. And because of him, I never felt bad about myself ever again, even though the paparazzi once made a meme video of me. It did hurt me sometimes, but
They made
it's
a
part of
meme
life.
video?
Being a princess would never be that easy. On the other hand, Ted always tried to make me happy. He gave me cards every day. That's the weirdest thing he always did. That's so cute, Ted. But nowadays,
You got a crush on her. How cute.
no one makes cards.
But I always have time for you. You know I care about you the most.
Oh, come on. That's a little overdramatic. Just because I don't make Olivia one card every day means I care less about her? And then the twins started to fight, like always. I immediately came between them and stopped them from bickering because it could easily turn into a war. When we graduated from high school, he asked what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to go camping and explore the wild. And to my surprise, he agreed.
He made it
A
happen.
couple of days later, I set off on a cruise to reach a forest camping site. I went to my room to freshen up, but when I came out after taking a bath, I screamed in horror when I saw a guy lying on my bed. Who are you, and what are you doing in my room?
Yeah, who's that? Hold on.
I'm gonna call security right now.
Actually, that's my line. This is my room, 206. Why don't you check it again?
I marched to the door and cringed when I saw that the jerk was actually right. I'm
Oh,
so sorry for that.
it's hanging down like a 9, but I'm still confused as to how she got in the room if it was the wrong room. Shouldn't she only have a key to her place?
No problem. Do you need help with that?
Yes, thanks a lot, jerk. I grabbed my stuff and walked to my room as everyone stared at me. I went out to the ship's deck to take a couple of pics for Instagram, but I slipped and was about to fall. Thank God someone grabbed me.
Oh,
It was Mark.
Oh,
I wonder if her friend, the boy twin, I wonder if he's gonna get jealous seeing this guy around her.
you okay? Oh God, you're hurt.
It's just a scratch. It's okay. He looked so worried and instantly pulled out his handkerchief to tie it around my arm. That was kinda cute of him. The next day we reached the campsite, and I was totally mesmerized by it. I loved the greenery and the peaceful atmosphere. Everyone had split up
It
into
do look
pairs,
really
and
peaceful.
guess what? Mark ended up with me. I saw a pond and decided to refill my bottle, but then all of a sudden, Mark snatched the bottle from me. Are you crazy?
No, but I'm not sure about you. Didn't you see that water snake?
I was stunned. He saved me for a second time.
Oh,
But he kept bossing me around like he was some kind of camping and forest expert or something. It was really annoying.
You packed this many clothes for a camping trip? Are you serious? Perfect.
why can't she pack her clothes? Why can't she pack how many she want to pack?
You don't have a sleeping bag? Were you thinking we'd get beds here? You can't go out of the tent without a mosquito repellent spray. You know what? I can't wrap my head around how a princess could give up all luxuries and live in the wild.
You know I'm a princess? For how long have you been stalking me?
How'd he know she was a princess the whole time?
Are you from the paparazzi?
Oh, he probably seen her on the internet or something, you know what I'm saying? Then, like, everybody was staring at her when she was leaving his room, probably because they recognized her.
You some spy? Some mafia guy? Look, I know karate and I'm not afraid to kick your butt.
Hey, hold on. How difficult could it be to know about a princess? You are world famous, you know. So
Right.
why are you here?
I sat with Mark by the fire and told him how I had always wanted to see where animals lived freely. I talked about my love for animals and how I hated those who hurt them, how I even turned vegetarian. And it made me happy when he said he thought the same way. We stayed at the camp for 2 days, and I have to admit, Mark wasn't that bad.
Where's her friend at? You know, the twin boy she was kicking it with. I thought they was doing it together. Like, what's up?
Yeah, he was still talkative, but I actually had an amazing time with him. But when the trip ended, we went our separate ways. After some time, I went to college, and right on the first day, I saw a familiar face. Ah, you really are a stalker.
What?
So you followed me here too?
Like, oh my god, this must be my lucky day. I'll get to see you every day.
Ew, so cheesy.
Is he bothering you?
Her friend's
No,
jealous.
he
Look,
isn't.
he's jealous.
He's just
Look at his handshake.
naturally annoying. After that day, Mark was always around. And Ted, well, it looked like he wasn't too
Jealous.
thrilled.
Hey, Olivia, just be careful around him, yeah? Just don't be too trusting of anyone, all right?
Oh, come on, Ted. Don't worry. He's a nice guy and a good friend of mine.
Oh, so he's your friend now too, huh? I didn't know that. Guess you've been spending a lot of time with him, huh?
Whoa, someone was jealous. But it's not like I could help it because I really started falling for Mark. I couldn't figure out why I kept smiling when he was around. When we were in the second semester, we had the assignment to make an awareness campaign. And I
But she liked Mark too, though.
chose Mother Earth. Mark and I worked together on it. And soon, we even created a YouTube channel educating people about animal rights and plantations. It made me so happy to teach people about it. Just a couple of days later, Ted asked me to go with him to a big business award ceremony. I didn't want to go, but he begged, and since I didn't want to break his heart, I agreed. It was boring, until I spotted Mark and went to go talk to him.
Oh,
But I stopped in my tracks when
Dang, she about to leave her best friend and go to Mark.
I heard the announcer.
And the award for Best Leather Supplier goes to...
And then Mark went on stage with another guy who looked a lot like him.
He's
His
twin?
brother. At that moment,
What?
I felt like my world had turned upside down. It was then that Ted told me how Mark's family owned a leather company that used animal skins and wood that was cut down from trees in the forest. And right then, Mark spotted me. Ted, I want to get out of here. Now.
Look,
Wait, but I don't get why she's mad. Like, why is she mad, though? Okay, yeah, he got a brother that looks just like him, and they own, or they was cutting skin from animals and all that forest stuff, you know.
Olivia, I'm sorry. I know I kept the family business a secret from you, but I was scared to
She felt like he should have told her about how they had a family business.
lose you.
How could you do this? You were never honest with me. I held Ted's hand and left.
I warned you many times to stay away from him, but you didn't listen to me. But don't worry, I'm always here for you. I'll never hurt you.
He was right. It was me who acted stupidly and trusted Mark. Mark tried every possible way to contact me, but I shut him out. At college, he tried to talk to me, but every time he came, Ted was standing right next to me. I so wanted to hate Mark, but my heart wouldn't let me. Ted, on the other hand,
She still kind of like him. I guess, I mean, I feel like her friend is just gonna have to let her be happy, and if she really like him, give him a shot. I mean, because it looks like every time she go be with, you know, her friend, it looked like she's just sad and down all the time now.
tried
wants to be
everything to
around
make
that?
me happy, but nothing worked out.
Yeah,
Sometime
Ted,
later,
he can't
Sophia
do
and
anything
Ted
to
made
make
a
her
plan
happy
for a
anymore.
family holiday in France. And right outside the Eiffel Tower, Ted suddenly got down on his knees and proposed to me with a ring. Holy moly, what is this? But my words were stuck in my throat. Right then, tons and tons of paparazzi came flooding in and flashed their cameras at us. Dad and Sophia looked at us with a smile. Ugh, it was like I had no choice but to take the ring. After that, it was like the whole country was talking about Ted and my wedding. The news spread like wildfire, and people even came out with merchandise with Ted and my faces on it. I was stuck. Seeing me look so worried all the time, Sophia asked me what the matter was. I lied and said everything was fine. You were never a good liar. Olivia, it's not Mark, is it? What? No.
It is. It is.
Maybe. Actually, yes. I can't get him out of my mind. Does it mean that you don't love Ted? Then why did you take the ring? But before I could answer, Ted entered. A couple of days later, we had a Christmas celebration at our palace, and when I went downstairs, I was shocked to see a familiar face. Mark. Apparently, he was Sophia's guest. With Mark and Ted both there, it was getting tense. So I ran to the garden to get some
I'm pretty sure she could feel the tension.
fresh air. And that's when I heard Mark.
Olivia, can we talk? Look, I am so sorry. I should have told you everything earlier. But believe me, I left my brother's company a long time ago, when I first met you.
You did? Then why were you there?
It's 'cause I was invited to that award function by Ted. And when my brother won the award, he asked me to go up with him, then everything turned into a mess.
So did Ted set this up knowing that she would get upset about it?
I think he...
Before he could finish, someone grabbed Mark. It was Ted. What's going on?
What's going on? I'll tell you, sweet princess. You're out here talking to this jerk while being engaged to me.
Oh, shut up, Ted. You are the real jerk. All this time, I thought Olivia liked you. But now I know she doesn't. I can't just stay quiet.
Dang.
Olivia, Ted wants to marry you just so he can be the next king. He took you to that award party on purpose. He manipulated both of you. I know I should have told everyone earlier, but I couldn't. He's my brother.
He been a fake this whole time. He's fake.
But now, seeing how miserable you are, I just couldn't stay quiet. I'm sorry, Olivia. How could you?
I did nothing wrong. You are a royal. You should marry a royal. You could at least be a little thankful after how much I did for you.
He don't care about her. He just want to be the next king, so he want, you know.
Everything you wanted, I did, even if I hated it. I even touched those ugly pets of yours.
Wow.
Yuck.
So even as a kid, he didn't like animals. Like, so he been plotting against her ever since he was a young boy. She was thinking he was so sweet and innocent. Nah, he knew what he was doing. He knew she was the princess. He knew that if he was to marry her, he'll become the next king. And that's what he wanted.
That did it. Nobody calls my pets ugly. I gave Ted a much-deserved slap. And the next thing I knew, the guards took him away. Apparently, Dad had seen everything. As everyone went back inside the palace, Mark and I stayed outside. Now that I knew everything, I had so much to say to him. I had to apologize. But before I could even say a word, he came up to me.
So, princess, we are standing under a mistletoe.
Oh,
You
they
know what
about to
that
kiss.
means?
Yeah. He kissed me, and I knew in my heart that I would get my happily ever after with Mark.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be back with more videos, and I'm out.